we say there is no excuse. They are here to win, and they should win. There's no doubt about it. Na'Vi already eliminated, and they got to take on a hometown hero while they do it. They got to break some hearts here in the Barys Arena tonight.
Yeah, but let me just say, the atmosphere on the ground is wild, right? This arena kind of divided between their hearts and their minds on this one. Spirit might be the big favorites, but MongolZ is the guy getting the people going. And when you see, you know, the young Orp walking on a stage, first Tier 1 LAN event, to the chant of a packed out arena, that is something special. That is Counter-Strike right there.
Without a doubt. Doesn't get more hometown than this. Young player, this first big event, and he's going to come in swinging, taking down the world's best in Donk. Pistol round is explosive from FURIA, as it has been all tournament long.
MongolZ leading the charge. There's some help out of Yakinda. And with some real heavy hitters knocked out, MongolZ just keeps on going. What a debut in the semi-final for MongolZ. 2 kills to propel him into the pistol, and FURIA looking to start things off with a bang on train.
Zontic's locked out. And the inevitable waiting to happen. FURIA just to force this one through. Fallen's ready to re-swing. Zontic's clearing positions. But we all know where this one's going to go, and Yakinda makes it so. It's very easy to get behind this MongolZ story, but this is still such a one-sided game on paper. But I can't help but buy in early, Harry.
Just listen to it, Hugo. And you know, FURIA they know this as well. They've played with the crowd advantage. They've played with the crowd backing them up. They want to send MongolZ in. They want to get him feeling very, very comfortable up here.
I love the ego. I love the balls for FURIA, playing some very aggressive T-sides in this tournament. Sure, we can talk about how this team has just been beating up on Brazilian squads. And this is the true test, but they already look like they're bringing the same pace into this semi-final. Like there aren't stakes. Like this isn't the event favorite. Ticking the molly, Donk gets hurt. They know he's round the corner, and they clear him out with ease. Fallen, rolling back the years. He's a rifler, by the way.
They know where Shiro is, but they've given him all these fights. Hold on a second, everyone's low. You don't want this to be a misstep for FURIA so early in the game. They're brimming with confidence, but that has given Shiro a way back in.
This could get weird. They're so static right now. FURIA are standing still, so they don't actually know this flank is coming in.
Oh my God, going back.
No, wait.
Yakinda taking steps backward, holding on to this. That's a big miss for Shiro.
Disaster.
That could have been the round right there. And instead, he's got to go through the motions. FURIA will get that bomb planted.
I mean, knowing Shiro, if he had that bomb control, he could be a bit more static. 1 shot per player, that could have been his round. And 1 miss goes a long way. FURIA look good to convert this. He is very cautious, and he doesn't have the time. So FURIA off 2-0 start. On a map that they are trying to make their own. And while Spirit don't pick it, they're happy to play it. They've beaten up on every team they've faced. But we've seen it get close, Harry. We've seen Nip take them the distance.
Yeah.
Who's to say FURIA, with prioritization of training their map pool, couldn't take a map off Spirit today?
No, it's one that they've been keen to bring in since its addition. And yeah, like you say, with Nip kind of twice over doing a good job of pushing Spirit here, it doesn't feel like a safe bet for the Spirit squad.
No doubt about it. We need the stars of the show. We need Shiro, we need Donk performing strong in the game today. Often reliable factors.
It is so unbelievably loud in this room. FURIA picking up some steam as they lean over towards this B site.
And the last time I heard a crowd chant for FURIA like this was in Rio.
I think the Brazilian component of this FURIA squad sometimes suffered with that home crowd, you know, like the idea that they really wanted to do right by the fans that were supporting them. In this one, because all the support's there for MongolZ, the rest are kind of acting like a bit of a supporting cast to him, trying to big up the guy that everyone's cheering for. And you said something coming into this, FURIA don't have to play like, you know, there's a whole lot of pressure. They've already exceeded expectations for this lineup at the event. Now they're running on vibes. And they're all looking clean to open up train. Is that force up for Spirit? And now the pistols brushed aside. They will get off to this clean start.
Vibes are a very renewable source, Harry. Just ask Hooksy. Astralis in a grand final, waiting for the winner of this matchup. In a BO5, in this very arena, in a sold-out Sunday. This anti-eco is simply done. I'm not jumping the gun. I want to see this first rifle round for Spirit. High expectations for them to come in swinging. Clean enough for FURIA. And now we get going. Donk's a menace on this map. Seen many a multi-kill. Close pop, E-box, red train. That's his domain. Playing up close. Furious flashes are going to be integral to stopping Donk in his tracks. You do have the flash god Fallen. These nades, every single round for FURIA, they're setting that precedent. You're not going for the B-push, Spirit. You're not getting that free real estate. We will punish it. Spirit takes space elsewhere. Donk, close main push with a deep smoke.
Yeah, Yukinda is someone who you're going to have to keep an eye on here for FURIA, right? You know that him and Donk have these chances of clashing early, and I think those are fights that Donk actively wants.
Oh, that's a big block. That's a lurk smoke that we've seen Yukinda been using. It's an accidental block for Spirit.
No one's been able to get the spot on that blocked smoke yet either, so now re-smoked in at main. Still time left for FURIA, not the end of the world. They can wait that out. They're in a strong position to split out onto this A site. The Donk is that first point of contact, and he will wrestle for the main control. Good for two, he'll get traded. Yuri suddenly turns on a dime and brings this round back to life for FURIA. Still in with a chance, they gotta get past Zontix. It's the home crowd favorite, MongolZ and Yuri, 3 kills deep. Yuri is on for the ace. Will get knocked out of this. And so here is a big test for MongolZ. A clutch factor for the Spirit squad is Shiro. Closing in, he has no idea where the orb's gotten to. Is he going up? Going up, spotted on the jump up. And time is of the essence for MongolZ. He did get the bomb back. Chance at the plant. Shiro going to try and run him down. Charges in. Locking MongolZ down, stopping Yuri in his tracks. That's a hell of a first showing for Shiro when he brings out that AWP.
Yeah, that's not the passive Shiro that you expect, right? He knows that MongolZ is going to go for the stick. The experience on the stage reigns true. Shiro runs him down. Does not think MongolZ would fake that bomb. He reads it right. And Spirit get on the board. Double up from Donk, close main as well. Yuri's 4K absolutely wasted for FURIA. Coming out pop quick. It's the kind of thing we see Donk do on the T side of this map as well. Great round for Yuri, even better for Shiro.
Yeah, I really like that for Shiro. You're dead on. It's not what you would usually expect, but that's an experienced play. A guy who, you know, had his own tumultuous time going from that online era into the arenas, into the stages. He knows the kind of pressure you're under.
Oh no. Oh, they screwed Donk there. They just missed the smoke into main.
This is huge for FURIA right now, though. They're stopping Donk from getting rolling early.
Yuri coming with a point to prove. Another entry out pop. Spirit are locked out.
Will get burnt alive, but as far as Yuri's concerned, he's done his part in the round. There is this big flank on the cards for Magix, but it won't come to matter if Spirit fold in this sight hold, and with Zontix overran. All the faith put on this flank for Magix.
Bomb is in the open right now. MongolZ just repositioning. They spot him from afar. Oh, it's labored, but Magix gets the kill. Shiro might have to just activate now. Smoked off in connector. Magix has nowhere to go. The bomb is in limbo. The FURIA push forward. Plant committed. Shiro holds the smoke. And Magix can't reset again. There simply isn't time for this play. Are they thinking about saving? FURIA might buy a way back in for Spirit. MongolZ peeks Shiro. And just like that, that's the round.
That's ludicrous. That's a fight he doesn't have to take there. If anything, him taking it gives them a way back in.
It's the only way you lose that round if you die to Shiro in that position. Magix will come back through main. MongolZ almost went over Red Train earlier, got caught by Shiro. He's instead his undoing. And he's hunting CT Spawn with the orb. Magix knows he got the spot. So actually, might be able to grab an orb for Shiro here. It's a possibility, but MongolZ turns back.
He is not missing right now. MongolZ is locked in. And a really early timeout called through for Spirit. They don't like how this game started. There's some red flags early.
I mean, when you think young and inexperienced players, you think to Donk's story, coming in onto the Spirit team, coming onto the stage in Katowice, his debut big event, and just making an incredible run, an unbelievable performance to take the trophy and top the scores. Well, MongolZ, he's a young player. He's an inexperienced player. He's a guy that a year ago, Harry, to the week, he played his first LAN in Astana, Kazakhstan. And now he's back a year later, facing one of the world's best.
Yeah, the thing that's kind of wild there, you know, is like Donk joins a Spirit project that was in a far better place than this FURIA squad was and was never running the huge change of going international either. So in a lot of ways, you could argue that there's a lot more working against MongolZ in this debut as well.
The Spirit get their money broken. Donk, a force by the Hero M4. The only piece of this puzzle for Team Spirit. Can they slot it in the right place? The map is quiet. They don't know whether FURIA might just be executing B. So Donk makes a rotation. FURIA are taking the bomb that way. But this still looks pretty tenuous. Like it could be a pop split. Spirit won't have the util to stop it. So the gamble right now not paying off. Fallen with the fake. Spirit swallowing it whole.
Shiro will get the spot at least. That's going to trigger everyone to try and fall back, but that might just leave them running right into Yuri, who's already on this deep line. FURIA have outmaneuvered Spirit here in their hero gun round.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd be scared. It's a dangerous position to plant, but they're perfectly safe.
Yukindar going to catch the spillover, or at least he was meant to. Does a lot of damage, puts Donk, or Shiro rather, down low.
Donk really should probably save. Just by position, he knows. So FURIA are onto 5, awaiting another gun round, another opportunity for Team Spirit. Coming in cold. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen that, though, for Spirit. I'm never going to count this team out. Yesterday against NIP, if you caught it, they went down 9-3. They got 3 T-side rounds on Dust 2. They won that game 13-11. Spirit, the kind of team that you can't count out at any scoreline. And so FURIA have to keep it tight. 5-1 lead is a great start, but it is only a start.
Seen folks saying MongolZ is looking for that honorary Brazilian citizenship. I think if anything, actually, with how the game's going right now, Yuri is the one looking for Kazakh citizenship, 8-3. He's been electric from round 1, and Yuri can have games like this, right? Where he does just step up and dominate, look to take a lot of control.
I don't think you're ready for this. He's just going to sit behind the wall. Donk runs in! Yukindar teaches him how to entry! Double kill for the Latvian. And FURIA, just like that, are on a roll. They're looking at this B side with lust.
He's still going!
More.
And that should be round secured. Yakindar has done enough as a one-man army. It's a team effort right now for FURIA. Not every day you see Donk getting deleted like this in head-to-head fights out in the yard.
Just such a sick opening move because it's not telegraphed at all. He drops a lurk smoke in main to put out that Molotov and just gets behind the Olaf box with a flash. And Spirit have no info. They don't know he got there. Donk's moving in to play his close position. Yakinda knows that. And a quick punish turns into a triple kill in yard. All the meanwhile, his team were ready to go B. FURIA, they've come in with tricks on train. Team Spirit getting surprised.
I mean, this is just already kind of the wildest of starts, you know. Even coming into this with the struggles you've had Spirit getting away with on train, with the fact that FURIA are well versed on this map, you might have expected FURIA to hit fairly hard, but this type of scoreline out of the gate, Donk getting cancelled out in the yard.
Yeah. He's had one multi-kill. It was Spirit's first round where Shiro clutched up. Otherwise, it's been relatively irrelevant. And another thing is, like, if you think about how Spirit like to react on the CT side, what do? They do the pop cross and they push up. They push B ramp a lot. What have FURIA been doing? They've been nuking ramp every single round. Not with a molly that you can smoke out and you can maneuver around, but double HEs every single time. They're saying, Spirit, you can't force the play. You're on our clock now.
Fallen's been cooking.
I think he has. The professor taking this young man to school. Will Spirit learn a thing or two?
Oh, close for Kazahstan, but blinded off the line.
What a nade from FURIA. Got two Spirit players low before they've seen a thing.
FURIA grouping B though. Yakindar's put a lot of pressure on over here towards A, and they spotted the AWP there earlier. The info that Spirit have is that it was a kind of heavier start over towards A main. So that keeps them 3 strong over towards this A site. They will bring an extra piece around to B. That's a gnarly fake smoke out through Ivy. Starts to make Spirit paranoid as to where FURIA are ending up here. But it will just be this B exec.
Explosive bomb flies in there for Fallen. It's got no support right now. They need to start scaling because there's 2 players back at CT and rotates are flooding through the connector. Yuri got to go back, prioritize that plant. Kazahstan provides the cover onto Donk, and Yakinda's followed up, deleting the lurk. 1 by 1, all that's left is the B anchor. He's not even had a chance to fight, and FURIA end his round just like that. Kazahstan triple kill. FURIA are feeling it.
Yeah, this is very, very concerning. Now it's just a revolving door of FURIA players, right? Molodoi starting this game off with multi-kills. Then Yuri throwing his name into it. You had the big 3K round out of Yakindar. Now it's Kazahstan's turn. Everyone has had one of these multi-kill, high-impact rounds. And this is in a game where Spirit don't have anyone going yet. Donk is 3 and 7.
And can you blame him? Just with the rounds we're seeing out of FURIA. Yakinda does it again. He gets behind the box. Where is Donk? Back sight. Spamming through the smoke. Pressure. As Spirit are depleted in an instant through that smoke. Yakinda finds Donk. That's twice over he's found kills through that smoke. He's got a gap on it. You can see just over onto that bomb train. And Spirit, they're seeing things they've never seen on train. 3 maps played. FURIA
remade. Zontic's forced. Shiro can't win that all on his own.
I mean, they're writing the playbook right now. FURIA are setting the meta on train in front of your very eyes. How do you problem solve on the fly? I mean, we have to see some pop push, some Ivy flank, something for Spirit to get some space to catch FURIA off guard. The B push is being stopped. Close main is off limits.
You kind of, you have to credit, like you've been talking about to no end, just this util game plan for FURIA, right? The bullying of B, but the fact that even when Spirit went to one of those pop crosses, they get dumped by the nade at E-Box. They get annihilated trying to make it over. They had the timing, they had the smoke down, they decide not to do it because both players are half health. Rounds barely even started.
No time to get that AK. It flew to the back wall. Magix has to run. And to save what? An MP9?
And we've been very FURIA focused. I'll say justifiably so at 8-1. They are storming the board. But for Spirit, this would continue a run of problems they've had. It's only map 1. It's the start of the semis. You're hoping that this team, with 2024's best player in it, can turn things around. The current, reigning major champions could have a recovery, but this year hasn't really shown that. They've been getting stopped in semis since the very first event they attended. That was the only one they were able to lift the trophy, and it was Blast right at the start of the year. Other than that, they've been running into Vitality, Mouse. You didn't think FURIA were going to push their buttons the same way.
All right,
this is a far better start. This is a round that Spirit have to hold on to.
Magic's full flash. He doesn't have the gun for the job. Kazahstan runs and guns through the smoke from Chopper. He'll pay the price. 3 on 5, favored now. Shiro's got to save him. Bomb dropped, and that gives time to reset for Spirit. Reroutes, try again.
I mean, Shiro is someone giving you a little bit of faith. Is the reason Spirit have this one round on the board. And he's still alive towards the tail end of this one.
Oh, that's
Kazahstan dead, and now it's MongolZ's time in the limelight. Everyone's had their turn. MongolZ getting pressured. First shot sails past. And Shiro will clothesline him, cutting him out of that clutch round again as Shiro bests him in one more of these tail end of the round moments to find yet another for Spirit. Both rounds coming off the back of Shiro.
Yeah, Yanko said it. He said this is the counter to MongolZ right now, right? He's had a very explosive appearance into the arena in that quarterfinal, but Shiro needs to be the guy to shut it down. It's not been in the way you'd expect in AWP head-to-heads. It's been pistols, rifles, but whatever Spirit can get, they'll take. Looking for 4 on this CT side, and even then, that was a 3 on 5 that FURIA almost close out. Shiro returns to the AWP. Zontix sat back at B, and MongolZ attempts an entry. Yakinda's been very successful, not in these last 2 rounds. Shut out by Chopper. Bomb just going down, committing like that, and Kazahstan rails Zontix's head off. MongolZ with the cover, bit by bit. Spirit fall again. It is just a whirlwind of death. FURIA shut the door. And anything but a save is the wrong decision here. Spirit have to concede.
There is like a real electricity in the air in here. And it kind of felt a bit like deja vu. The only time I've had this weird type of electricity in the room I can ever think of before was back during FURIA Na'Vi, all the way back at Rio.
And you want to know something funny about that game, Harry? That FURIA Na'Vi Rio major match at the end of 22, that was the last time that FURIA as an org won a playoff match in an arena. 2.5 years ago.
I mean, even now, in the timeout, they're trying to keep the crowd pumped. I don't think Spirit can believe what's happening.
I mean, they have to stay focused. We know this team can come back from 9-3. We saw it just yesterday. But it does just feel the way that this is going shows that FURIA aren't just hitting a lucky streak and catching some nice headshots. They've come in with a regimented game plan Their stars are firing. Their util is suffocating.
Yeah. You know, I think as well, when I was watching back that game from yesterday, NIP versus Spirit, NIP did have them on the ropes, right? And then it suddenly felt like the game closed up, and Snappy was forced to a lot of these kind of set-piece calls out of spawn. Felt like they were playing fast in the beginning just to try and get that one round to put the game over the line. Ultimately, then, you know, you kind of hit this point where it feels like you've tried everything in the playbook. You're running out of ideas. Nothing's working. They hit this brick wall. And that's going to be far harder to do versus this Fallen-led squad where, sure, you have that new international element, you have new players, but Yakindar here, an experienced player, someone with a lot of ideas. The Brazilians around Fallen, a lot of experience on their shoulders. MongolZ is the only guy who's fresh-faced to the stage in this FURIA squad. And so I think it's going to be far harder for that type of, you know, kind of capitulation of a team to occur. You know, this will be a grind for Team Spirit.
Absolutely. Where you don't have breathing room, where you've got to be near flawless. And it's not a problem that's just coming down to one player either. Like you said a moment ago, everyone having their moments for FURIA. Who will shine in this final round of their T side? No nades on B, they want the push. MongolZ orbs the line. Zontic starts passive. Yuri on a lurk. Shiro in the right position.
If FURIA can shoot for double digits right here, right now, that feels like it's too far gone.
For sure.
And they would have never, outside of, you know, 2 big Shiro rounds, they would have never let their finger off the pulse here. But they've lost Yuri early. That is a serious bit of firepower removed from the FURIA squad.
Oh.
There's Yakindar in the kill feed, though, and he's taking heads off! Yakindar has just laid waste to Team Spirit. Shiro's still in this. The one guy giving you anything right now, but he's not alive for long. And Magic's left on this lonely 1v3. Late from Ivy, spotted now. And there's no saving anymore, Magic's. He's going to try and go for this one. They'll give him fights. FURIA just brimming with confidence. MongolZ. The resident AWPer sends him 10-2 onto that CT half.
Was anyone ready for this team to come out swinging as hard as they have? You could have hoped, you could have dreamed. But this is unbelievable. We talk about Astralis having 9 days of practice. This roster just got formed as well. Seeing such an uplift from Kazahstan and Yakindar at the front of this T side. You want to talk entry power? I mean, ever since we've seen these few games of FURIA, MongolZ and Yakindar make up about almost 60% of the opening kill attempts for this team. That's 2 players. That's a crazy jump. Everyone else's has dropped off. Even Kazahstan has just dropped off, but he's having more success in those opening fights. He's getting to pick his plays, choose them. Yakindar's happy to be the tip of the spear. And Spirit are getting stabbed.
And like, that's the way you want to use a player like Kazahstan, right? Don't have him forced to be the guy to open. Let him pick and choose. He's got a great eye for the game. All right, Spirit, let's see if they have any chance here on Train. This is where they have to stake their claim to a comeback on this map. Or else FURIA blow them out of the water to open up this semi-final. Kazahstan forced off the angle. Moves already being made for FURIA. Double push through the pop dog. MongolZ falls first. That's the reaction Spirit were hoping for. And they'll go right into Yakindar, finding a little bit more. Sights now set on the A play. The smoke from Fallen, does it make them reconsider? It will start to pour on out. Main lost. Fallen feeling pressure. They're all around him. Oh, but Fallen holds on. Delivering a second chance to FURIA, maybe. No. How much further can Fallen take this? 3 kills deep. Now he's got Kazahstan moving in with him. They close the gap. Fallen has to fly solo. in this all alone. Made the change to rifling this year. A huge task. The dawn of the international squad. Fallen has risen to the occasion well. But expecting him to win this clutch now, surely that's asking too much. And Shiro will shut him out of it. The anti-clutch for Team Spirit.
Absolutely feels like a 1v9 right now for Shiro. Just every single round attributed, credited to this player. Good pistol for Spirit, I want to say that. They forced the reaction of Furia. They get exactly what they wanted. The B pressure, bomb shown upper, only to get that pop flank. MongolZ and Yakinda bite down. And so Spirit, it gets a bit shaky, but they've opened up the path to redemption. Can they walk it? Only time will tell.
Full USPs, a Fallen double flash setup. And his flashes are real good. The problem is, there's no one in main. Now they play contact on the flashbangs. They don't want to use them too early. Fallen's the guy in danger of going down and out of the round, and so those flashes never get to leave a dent. As a result, Spirit should be keen just to run this one over. Furia focusing on the buy in the next round.
Simply done. Never should have been close. If you remember, that's the play that we saw Furia do the other day, where they took T-spawn control, got that bomb, won the round. Spirit don't put anyone in the limelight. It's all up to this Furia full buy.
And this is like, you know, this is a test for Team Spirit on their ability to come back. It's also a bit of a test for Furia, right? Because you've seen comebacks out of this Spirit team. You've seen them close the distance. We get to gauge it's a kind of a classic Furia here.
Oh,
They've gone for the partial buy. That's going to allow them to bring out an AWP a little sooner.
We call this the Furia.
Yeah.
Started doing it last year. When they have money for full buy, they go MP9 armor, they keep the pressure on, they maybe get AK upgrades. You know what they can do? They can run at you. MongolZ meets his makeup. Molly nade, just the same. Spirit shut it down. Oh, that was close, but Yakinda whiffs a spray. And so Spirit find out what they're up against, and they have no issue dealing with it.
One thing that's kind of liberating here is like there's no incentive to save if you're Furia. And so screw it, right? Even in this 3-on-5, you're keen to give it a go.
Oh, wait.
Spirit have to grind this one out, and the boost up won't be expected, but Kazahstan missed the opportunity. Fallen giving chase. Closes the distance. This MP9 holds on. And Fallen lives to tell the tale. Right now, that bomb, low HP. On both players, it could link back up with. Shiro's far from a safe bet. And as Zontix clears out the B site, the one position he won't have a spot on is Yuri lying in wait.
Yeah, he tells his teammate to check it out. Magic's well, falling on the head, but still Fallen with a chance, Fallen with the option to get wild. 1v2, tagged up players, Shiro on 8 health, and he's a long way away. Will Fallen's patience pay off? Yes, it will. We're on.
Down to the 1v1. The battle of the Young Guns chasing glory and the legend defying time. Can Fallen make this happen? Taps the bomb, tries to bait the peak. Shiro doesn't fall for it. Shiro doesn't take the bait. Fallen no longer has time to win this. He'll get all the kills, but the glory goes the way of Spirit. Shiro with another anti-clutch round. He keeps on locking Furia out of these 1vx's.
Yeah, I think knowing the money situation helps Shiro a lot there. He just makes the guess, the gamble that, hey, firstly, I'm low. I can't risk just peeking into Fallen faking, but they're probably not going to have a kit on a buy like that. Fallen 4 kills. I wonder if he just drops over the orb straight away into this gun round. It looks like he has. Fallen sets up his young star, and the damage done off that bonus round put FURIA within touching distance. Win this, Spirit might be broke. MongolZ makes it happen. Donk is getting humbled today.
Donk's learning how it felt for those teams back in his debut in Katowice. He just can't find a thing.
I feel like he hasn't even got to play a lot of these rounds. Even if he's feeling cold, it's probably as a result of these rounds. He's been getting hit with util.
Important one back for Zontix. At least give Spirit a fighting chance in this round. Chopper lobbing in a bit of a fake, but it's just that one smoke over onto the bomb site, and FURIA already have deep info on main.
And MongolZ remains mobile. It's what we've seen in these group stage games as well. He takes a shot, he repositions, he's all over the map, he's everywhere. Spirit can't get a read on him. Can Chopper piece it together? A push out A with a back turn. If he took that peek, he would have had Fallen dead. Instead, a barrel for Kazahstan, and he'll rip off Chopper's head.
Spirit were coming back to link up with their captain. And now they've lost him. That was the one guy with a bit of ownership over A. That just leaves him in the firing line of Kazahstan, who's getting away with murder right now.
You should say
Spirit have imploded in this round.
In this game.
They lose Donk, they never recover. Limp follow-up couple of fights, and FURIA in pole position.
Oh dear. Nothing guaranteed, nothing safe. Fallen finds Shiro, and it's just the orb dragged into that next round. We're only going to see an orb and one AK, maybe some Galils. That's the best case scenario for Spirit right now. It's been a mix of excellent preparation for FURIA, but additionally strong individuals. And Spirit never got started. They never got the chance in this T side to get started. Donk on a Deagle being defied. FURIA 11-5.
Fury with aggression. Trying to find that fine line of looking for the equalizer, pushing and prodding, but not getting caught and making matters worse. He will manage to get down the ramp. Fallen also spotted over on upper.
Look at the reset, so decisive. But Spirit will be committing to this B execute, and I don't think FURIA realized that. Fallen backs out of the bomb site. Yuri throwing his nades upper. They're just running out.
He's been able to get on this line at ramp now. That should be calmed across, but flash dodged. Yuri will get run down. Big pickup for Chopper, and FURIA know when a round is too far gone. Not insignificant for Spirit that they pull up here, putting all their money in, everything on the line, riding on this round. They get out with 5 alive.
That's why FURIA save as well, because this is the kind of round that reignites a team like Spirit to make a comeback in this map. It's still going to be a long road on this T side. But FURIA know their money matters, and they should take every opportunity they can. So saves allowed, Spirit play their own money, and they hope, they pray that Donk can get activated.
First timeout used for FURIA.
Wow.
I mean, I think that speaks volumes both to how one-sided this game was, but also how quickly they can close up. 4 T-side rounds for Spirit thus far. Wrestling one back from FURIA when they really had to. If they fell short there, that was the map. It was over. But FURIA know how quickly these leads can close up. So bring it in early. Figure out the game plan here. MongolZ held on to his AWP, so still has that to work with. Usually see him starting off over towards Ivy, but not afraid to make his own plays. And in this round, he's trying that. Leaning B with Yuri, looks like they want to take space. However, Spirit are quick. Out through main, they bring fights early. Good nade damage. MongolZ's AWP will deliver at that B site. And for such a mobile AWPer, often does put himself in great positions to succeed for someone so new to this level.
Yeah, you're happy it's not Donk who goes swinging in. Even though Zontix has more kills, you don't want Donk fully tilted out of this game right now. Spirit still have the opportunity to come back, so Donk still gets to play this round. 5 and 14, looking for the BX egg. MongolZ backs up, but he remains the sole piece of this B defense. He's playing a very unorthodox position to have an AWP in, and if Spirit go through this smoke, he's going to miss them entirely. Try and stop them from scaling. Spirit announce their presence, and MongolZ soon to be the same. Oh, wow!
Oh, wow! Can't follow up with a third. MongolZ's done his part in the round. Leaves it to the rest of his team. Donk gonna nail Yakindar, but the fight's not done yet. Shiro with a bit of aggression, creeping forward. This is a powerful line with the AWP.
Would have had one.
Besides against it, gonna try and swing on a timing here.
Scared of that smoke.
Donk allowed to just pepper up Yuri. This is getting more and more unlikely by the second. FURIA wasting some time. It's gotten Shiro to a very powerful position. And there he is to close. There's no doubting the mileage that Shiro is giving you right now. He is very much the guy that has kept Spirit in this map.
Yeah, FURIA lost track of him completely. They never knew he made it back oil. They were trying to hold the ramp.
For a guy that so often, has been overshadowed by Donk and what he's been able to accomplish, but still has that output, has been trying to reinvent himself, be more involved. It's a promising sign for Shiro, at least.
Yeah, not shy on this stage. Wants to make a statement. Oh my god, MongolZ caught off guard completely. Donk just runs out main like that. No fear for Donk, but maybe double nade puts him on his last legs. Fallen runs through the smoke. He runs through the smoke. Donk team killed by his captain. God. It comes crumbling down.
MongolZ might put them on map point right now. Missed shot, sails past, but Magix is on borrowed time. One back from MongolZ. And this clutch would be game defining for Magix. A round that Spirit did everything they could to lose. Caught up in the chaos of FURIA. Can Magix wrestle it back? Patient early. Supposedly a virtue. But a time will come where Magix has to play his hand. FURIA are not trying to fight him. They want him to feel that pressure. They want to catch him with a double peek.
What a position.
But Kazahstan creeping up. Kazahstan throwing a bit of caution to the wind here. They've lost track of Magix. And they're starting to consider other options. His decision to just slow right down has made FURIA nervous.
Yuri's dead. Magix knows he's here. He saw his foot under the train. Back turned. Yuri considers. Magix takes the win. 1v1 now, sticking in the smoke. Kazahstan right behind. Would he really do it?
These are the rounds Kazahstan is supposed to bring FURIA. These are the rounds he's meant to step up in. Wrestling with Magix. Kazahstan, Eagle does it. Map point for FURIA. No business winning it. A Hail Mary from Fallen. Follow up from MongolZ. And Kazahstan is cool in the clutch.
That's got to be it, you think. Donk must feel done. He gets team killed by his captain after finding the 5v4. Fallen, disrespect through the smoke, and Furious stack in the outer sight. Spirit are submerged in it. That's not an easy clutch either. With the smoke adding RNG, Kazahstan keeps his cool. And FURIA a guarantee of overtime, worst case scenario.
So reassuring to see Kazahstan winning rounds like that as well, right? someone who is supposed to be the best in Brazil, someone who individually did take a bit of a nosedive, seems reignited by this international FURIA. And if you ask Kazahstan or any of the Brazilians that were in that squad back in, you know, Brazil's major, or the various times they've played and lost there, they will tell you nothing hurts more than losing in front of your home team. Well, in that round, he was pulling one forward for MongolZ. An important clutch, a swing round out of FURIA to put them in pole position. They have 5 chances now to get Train over the line.
Spread thin. Magic's cautious on Ivy, just throws a flashbacks up. I'll keep MongolZ here, but he doesn't even believe it. MongolZ calls the bluff. Look at the read, look at the call on this young player immediately to reposition. Faster to assist this A site if required. Spirit setting up smokes for the outer site. But 3 strong at B, there could be some trickery in store here. It's Kazahstan and it's Yuri. Side by side on this B-bomb site. XX getting thrown on both sides of the map. Uncertain as to where Spirit will end. They walk out upper again. Kazahstan, strong position up close. He could drop the bomb on its own. Chopper's kicking up dust in the face of Fallen, causing drama on this A site. He goes through the connector. He can backstab this play. Holding down B is Kazahstan, and that's the bomb. MongolZ covers his team. Kazahstan gets a dink, and Donk is so low. 20 seconds to get that bomb back. Can FURIA stop it in its tracks?
Another from MongolZ, the close for Yuri! And it's not a melody, it's a symphony! The choir of his countrymen light up this arena! FURIA run away with Train to launch themselves into one hell of an opening in this semi-final. Spirit never felt of his countrymen. A map up already, a shocking win over Spirit, but now we head to Nuke. I mean, this has been a wild semi already, and all of FURIA were outclassing Spirit on that opening map. Now, this is where times could change. I want to talk a little bit about the vibe between the two teams as well during that downtime. Spirit all left. They went back to the locker room. They had the team talk. They had to decompress. There's a lot to go over and probably a lot to clear the air on at the end of Train. FURIA stayed in their seats. They've been sat out here soaking it in, waiting for this second map to start.
Loving every second of this are FURIA, but is that going to change with a T-side on Nuke for Team Spirit? Train maybe underprepared, maybe too early to call. Nuke, as Dust said, reliable, proven. Spirit on a pistol round, get a bomb plant, and that already feels like enough for FURIA. They may have a flash setup here in the heavens, but they're so low, and they've got no kit. In it comes. Oh,
Yuri dead before the flash even goes out.
And it falls short.
And so the hope of a last-second retake surely cooked here. Spirit come out the gate swinging with that top side hit. 1 kill puts them in the right place. And FURIA go no further.
It's a big bomb. This is where Spirit absolutely should be able to reset if they truly are the championship team that we know they are. I mean, this is your bread and butter. Sure, losing a really awful first map in the way that they were lost it, outclassed all over it, both halves by seemingly every player. But this is a team of championship level, known and proven. They should have the gumption in them to turn this series around, especially on a map like Nuke, where experience is so important, and FURIA only have 2 maps played with this new roster. Donk is faking outside, but he will pull back to the lobby as Spirit set up for this topside execute, trying to abuse Fallen as the anchor. Fallen even said, I have ideas of what to do in these positions, but when util comes flying, when players are running around the corner, it's a very different situation. Every second counts, every micro movement as an anchor, so important. And right now he only has a pistol.
Oh, Molly spreads out a little, but they power right through it. Kazahstan, good for one, but he's chewed up in the doorway. And FURIA with 2 players down at lower, they both have to fly up the vents. Right now it's not being held.
Okay.
Don gets picked up for free. That's weird. This is meant to be a really hard part to get back through, but they fly up their vent, they make it happen. Magic's holding on. Chopper peppering from back in the lobby. It comes down to this clutch for Magix. He's got the edge. Knows where Yakindar is. Wider on the angle, but it won't matter. Every reason to win that, but can't stick the landing.
Magic's again shut out in the clutch, and he just looks confused. I don't blame him. How does Yakinda win that round? That was meant to be for Magix. And a final second stick on that bomb. That barely got defused, but it does. And FURIA find their force by like that. 2 up the vent in a 3-on-4. And Donk's frustrations must continue. He's just getting sniped out. Also worth noting, Yakinda wins that round, he immediately drops MongolZ and AWP. You know Spirit are forcing. This is a high-risk play. He's trying to get his new start activated. Spirit are on Tech 9s. They could overwhelm. You don't see AWPs this early in the game for that reason. But FURIA, I mean, this whole team is high risk, high reward. The transfers they made, the role changes, and now the results speaking for itself. MongolZ, his position is important. He goes back to support ramp. Yuri's already here. Spirit will meet them. Oh, there's Dom.
Big pickup. MongolZ in the kill feed, and they'll molly him off. But Yakinda holds on to lower, at least from the secret side. Is he ready for this 3-man push out through ramp?
Oh, Donk's angry.
Dealt with straight away. Donk warming up into this semi-final. 2 kills deep on Donk, but still has to go even further if Spirit want to take this one over the line. He's got Shiro left in the round with him. This was the guy who shut FURIA out of clutches all train long.
Kazahstan needs to get down the ramp. He needs to get there quick. Shiro's so low. Box into a corner, hits that crucial headshot. Unbelievable kill that might force a save out of FURIA. Do they really want to risk everything they've got, including the AWP? They go quick into Donk. 3rd kill of the round. Donk has had enough. Shows up to play this semi-final. Better late than never. And he has to run. That bomb is a problem, and it will take Donk down. At least the AWP survives, but Spirit find a round.
Saw the kind of impact though that buying that AWP up so early had, right? MongolZ never really in a position to go for that. He was always playing to the extremities, letting his 2, rifling of SMG teammates make the play first before he committed.
And if he had a weaker gun, he probably would have been there to trade out Yakinda, get into that 1v1, then it's very winnable all of a sudden.
But let's see him having that AWP and saving it out of the last round. MongolZ is very much the man to keep an eye on here.
Oh, I love this call.
Fast hit out of Spirit. They know the AWP is the only thing to worry about. They're going to run through Kazahstan.
My God.
Will hold the line. Gets out with a lot of damage.
Thought he had a 3rd there. Forced
Push out. Yuri. Even more. And this time MongolZ seems interested in giving it a go. Up in the air. MongolZ. They're closing in. They can't find him. How many times is he going to get away with these misses?
Zontix just
Ugly
about.
1v1. MongolZ trying to put style on it with the AWP.
Every time you think, I don't have another shot, I'm not going to get another shot out, Zontix is going to kill me. He runs out of ammo. He's going for a last bullet 1 tap, gets on the clock. MongolZ pulls pistol. He probably wins that round, but desperate. And now Spirit get that AWP for free. That's what they wanted. 3-1 lead, money control. FURIA flattened. But again, terrifyingly close. Okay, Kazahstan, that's unreasonable.
Zontic's just got annihilated. And now Lobby lost. Spirit slow to a crawl. Kazahstan still killing.
This is one gun. And he's arming his team. MongolZ goes up the ladder. FURIA don't give a damn right now. They're just running at you. And Spirit can't even stay alive. Standing still, dead every step they take. Yuri's got another, surely locked in. As Shiro in spawn, they want that AWP back. They're going to come and get it. Flash, flick, Shiro getting surrounded. Good call.
Gets the AWP out of there at least. But look at the net closing in on Shiro. They swarm him.
That's a one rifle round, right? That's a round that Spirit win. In the second with Donk on a Hero AK getting triple entry, Kazahstan goes and does the same thing. For the longest time, Kazahstan, a player we said was wasting his time in this team, in this organization. He could aspire to greater things. He didn't want to play on a non-Brazilian lineup. Well, somehow he's gotten the best of both worlds, staying inside of Brazil with a core, with Fallen, while still having an international flair. And my God, does this new FURIA have a flair.
And it feels like, you know, for FURIA, all playoffs long, you've felt the confidence from this team. Hell, it started back in the groups. And, you know, like this Brazilian style, always one that's been about sudden pace changes, not being afraid to take risks.
Unorthodox.
And so seeing that, you know, flair alongside this sudden increase of confidence is a beautiful thing indeed for fans of Brazilian Counter-Strike. And the two pieces they have seem to complement that style very well. No doubt that Yakindar also prone to taking risks. Now this one out in the yard, it started off strong for FURIA, but now we get into this 2-on-3 with Chopper let off the leash down in lower, bomb on his back. He should have a plant here.
Hey, he's realized the opportunity. FURIA are fighting with a lot of players outside there, all the players in fact, so Chopper just speeds up, down Secret, gets the plant, but he still needs his kill against Fallen, who's been holding his own on this rifle. Another kill for Fallen, and that's going to be the defuse. There's nothing Magix can do about it. FURIA onto a third. And Magic's holding for a player that doesn't even exist. Very fluid rotation there for FURIA.
And that's FURIA winning out the early game on Nuke, right? We've had these force by wars back and forth. Hero gun round out of Kazahstan to kind of level the playing field.
They lose that MongolZ Zontic's 1v1, giving Spirit an AWP. And they still come out 3-3 with money favor. MongolZ there, another head-to-head over Donk. Donk has said it himself, he hates AWPers. Remove the gun from the game, he said. And MongolZ, an unorthodox position, picks him before those smokes bloom. Spirit, give him yet another gun. And ask of him, give us a round.
This read is insane. They've just full abandoned the top site and leant very heavy over towards ramp. And sure, now they've kind of reconsidered a little bit, fallen back up into the heavens, but still, AWP will find itself in the right place. Yuri already down at that B site. Spirit look like they want to test the ramp control.
Yeah.
ODDIK combat AWPing, though, will be tricky here.
He needs to not get over eager in this position. A shot, jump over the railing, go down B, because these are Tech 9s that will run you down. Talk about eager, talk about keen. MongolZ forcing the issue. And they abandon ship. They go back to A. Is this A or is this vent? Spirit side by side into the site.
Blowing open the main smoke. Good timing for Kazahstan to catch them crossing in. But Fallen and him will get overwhelmed. Donk on a hero gun of his own. It was Kazahstan with heroics for FURIA. Let's see if Donk can match him. He's already put Spirit in a fantastic position here.
Took some spam damage, got out. He doesn't want to take that risk. He wants this in his own hands. Not again.
Surely you don't get up the vent again in another one of these retakes. Yuri plays his hand very, very late. They do have a kit on Yuri. He's going to catch one for free. Both players in the site are accounted for. Yuri with the tap!
No.
Oh my God! Shiro needs to deny another one of these clutches, and Yuri closing the net.
Wait!
Time is real close, and he doesn't have it. Once more, Shiro is the safety net.
These rounds are coming down so close. Yuri dies to the bomb. FURIA save nothing. But winning these forces still gives them money, still gives them a chance to compete with this early skirmish. Back and forth we go. Spirit in the chaos, that's where I expect them to succeed. But FURIA are bringing a pretty rampant game their way.
Interesting to see how vocal MongolZ was being. He still has that AWP to work with in this next round. You know this is a guy who likes to call his shots. And so what's his kind of grand idea to open up with on this AWP? A turning point in this game now as Spirit continue those forced by wars, that pressure never getting removed. MongolZ takes the AWP out into the yard. Feels like it might be unexpected, but leaving it to a timing shot. They've lost the element of surprise on this AWP.
I think if you're Spirit, the one thing you're saying is, hey, he's always going to have an AWP.
Look how confident he is.
He could have died there. He just keeps finding a way to get an AWP. FURIA makes sure it happens round after round. The Spirit always have to expect this at this point. Looks like we have a more standard approach here. Smokes go outside, but there's players on T-roof lining up util. So the option to execute in this upper site seems to be Spirit's design. Fallen 5-7 again. Weaker weapon. Kazahstan hut roof. And 2B, a gamble with MongolZ AWPing ramp. I mean, looking at the map now, you'd say 100% Spirit win this round. FURIA going to save. Maybe they're going to get a couple of kills, but they should have no business being in this one.
Insta death for the two top side players. The swarm of Spirit overwhelm the top side. Ooh.
No guarantees. The donk really dropped. Yeah, he's coming for this kill. Very trapped. Donk figured that out. He looks very aware right now. Donk on the warpath. And Spirit, 2 smokes outside forces, a heavy rotation from FURIA. They bait the reaction, they execute that top side. We're seeing Spirit's comfortability on Nuke start to show through. FURIA not going to be able to catch them off guard with a fresh map. And in the couple of games that Spirit have seen FURIA play on Nuke, they've clearly found the weaknesses they want to exploit. It looks like Fallen on this top side. It didn't pick Dust for a reason, despite being 22-3 on it in the last 6 months. Spirit. This is where they should start to take a real lead. FURIA broken. Just this AWP for MongolZ. Does confirm the outside smokes are a fake. Doesn't even hang around either. He knows if he wants to win this one, he has to be in the right position to perform. Resorting to ramp, but this is again the same round. Spirit on an upper exec. FURIA have everyone here, but it's 4 pistols. Again, seemingly no chance to hold this site.
Yeah, Spirit think they found their edge, just abusing these top site hits. Only on these vanilla pistols, getting away with a fair chunk of damage, but nothing to get too excited about here for FURIA. This was supposed to be the freebie for Team Spirit.
And it is. That molly's looking a bit scary, though. I mean, it's meant to burn close hut to get rid of a player up close, but Spirit, it's also burning them on the entry. Almost cooks magics. Doesn't matter too much. Yukinda trying to make them die with a bomb, going very late here. Or maybe trying to get an upgrade here. He will die with no Kevlar, and Shiro has cover. So maybe back to business here for Spirit. 6 rounds on this T side.
I mean, the nature of this game does change a lot if Donk gets switched back online. He just had one of his worst games ever in that last map. Bullied by early util, getting team killed down the end. Just felt like it could never get going. FURIA made life very, very hard for him. But I agree with your assessment. It feels like it's pissed him off. It feels like he's coming in with a point to prove here on Nuke. And so for FURIA, the bar has raised even higher for the heights that they're going to have to hit to quell this Spirit squad, who have started picking up steam. Now 6 rounds on this T side, last 3 in a row. A lot of that coming off the back of these early force buy wars, back and forth, breaking the money. Here's the reinvestment for the FURIA squad.
Boost on the ramp, but Spirit looking to up the pace. Again, looking for this A side. They are relentless, and they go instantly. Dom gets his entry on the main drop, and that's how the round ends. In seconds, 1:30. And FURIA, the save call already uttered. They're going to try and poke around, see if Spirit overplay their hand, but even Chopper tucks in back behind main, not willing to give this round away. The bomb is a bit of a problem, but they'll chuck it over. And Spirit assured that this is a 7th.
I mean, the message to FURIA is pretty clear right now from Spirit, and that is, we do not respect your top site hold. We do not think it's good enough. They keep running it back until FURIA can figure out a way to solve that.
Spirit are that kind of team, right? They're not going to overthink this one. Until presented with a problem, they know their solution. 4 A hits in a row.
And you know, even for FURIA, I don't think it's as simple as just more manpower is the solution, right? It's probably how it's feeling right now, but whenever you give to one part of the map, you take from another. MongolZ, very rotate heavy on the AWP, likes to be mobile, so he might seem like the obvious choice to bring over, but you know, then he kind of loses his signature thing, which is this great mobility, picking and choosing where he starts the round on a feeling. And you might end up playing right into Chopper's hands. This might all be part of a bigger picture, right? This is conditioning you to worry about those A-site hits. And maybe the time that you do is when Chopper calls for a change.
MongolZ starts here, goes straight to the hut with the orb. Pretty audacious play, but feeling like he has to be the difference maker. Spirit do make a change, they start outside. Donk moving behind the smokes. Can make it to secret. Awaiting nades that aren't coming from FURIA. They don't test or challenge this outside util, and it's a second wave, a second layer. Back garage player doesn't stop Donk. He does get a tag, but Donk is inside that smoke. He parts through, round the world, and back again. Yakinda trap back garage, needs support, but he's on his own, fighting tooth and nail. Through the smoke comes Kazahstan, and Donk is still challenging, still pushing forward, but he's lost the bomb in the process.
Donk has done all he can to carve a path out in this round, and he's done it all low HP, right? Taking this space away, winning that second fight. Look at these types of moves that MongolZ makes.
Audacious.
All the way through lobby, taking T-Roof, clearing out the spawn, but this is going to leave him away from the bomb. Now so retrieved late. Out in the yard. Kazahstan, one bullet would get rid of Donk, and it lands. 2 kills from him to try and make this feel doable. Zontix is going to overwhelm Kazahstan. And so in this 1v1, MongolZ on the aggressive reroute, so unexpected. A decision that could have left him far and away, but he gets back just in time. And that brief hiatus around from FURIA make you forget just how much this place loves MongolZ.
Yeah, after 3 saves in a row, he really wanted to get involved, to actually get a chance to play around. He is the winner of it in that 1v1. And so FURIA trying to land on their feet right at the end of this CT side as Spirit have picked up steam, picked up pace, and recovered well from what was a dismal train. Now it's FURIA tied to the tracks. Asked to one-up this on the T side as a new team. A very difficult venture.
FURIA are happy they squeak out that round, but it's still far from recovery. 5 rounds on the half, though. A bit of a breakaway back in at the end. That would feel like you found your way back in after a very lengthy economy battle to open up this second map.
Kinder's most aggressive start outside as well. He's been pretty passive on this CT half for his sake. Donk with a jiggle out wide. Catches Yakinda ADing.
And what you're going to learn, Yakinda, is when you meet Donk out in the yard, you have to hit that first bullet.
Yeah. And
you don't get time to get a spray off like that.
Donk hard to hit. He'll make it down secret this time. FURIA, despite all of the woes on this A site, they really want to flush him out. They put a lot of resources down the vent, leaving A entirely to Fallen. This is a risky move if it gets spotted. The Spirit can just jump the gun into this A site. Donk is only a fake right now, lurking on the extremity. Spirit are going into Fallen, and FURIA will not realize. Back to what works. An impossible hold.
Yeah, Fallen needs a multi-kill. He's struggled getting away with more than one. Kazahstan tries to lend some intrigue, but dead as he flies up through the vent in a desperate play. MongolZ is close by in the hut and left to the extremities in a lot of these rounds, left saving. Finally, the chance to play him, but a 1v4. Odds overwhelmingly against him. Spirit charge him down. And a successful T-side venture as Spirit look to recover in this semi-final.
Yeah, they break FURIA over their knee, right? They reset that economy 3 different times. They hunt kills. They execute A, forcing FURIA to save. As a pretty relentlessly called T-side for Chopper, with 6 of the 8 rounds coming down to saves for FURIA.
And a simple solution to the complex problems that FURIA had been causing in this semi-final. They target Fallen's bomb site hard, with no faith in the hold between him and Kazahstan. That quickly became a problem for FURIA, one that they were unable to rectify throughout that first half. Spirit found their weak point, and it's left them with a lot of breathing room.
What's Fallen got for a pistol? Util spread across the team. And Donk, he's heard something all right. Top main position taken. FURIA drop in. They deny Donk immediately. Yuri with a lot of room. 5 on 4, feeling good right now for FURIA.
I mean, one thing FURIA will appreciate here, they get to set the pace, they get to set the conditions on these fights. Yuri very aware of that, and a wild way to go and hunt Zontix down over in lockers. Oh no, Shiro!
Maybe no.
Played the trigger discipline, wanted to milk that for all it was worth, but ends up with nothing. Dominant pistol from FURIA, leveled against Team Spirit.
They are fearless. They know exactly where Donk's playing, and they still face him head on in that pistol, just trying to get him out of the round as quick as possible. So you must admire it for FURIA, but we still need to see some serious depth on this T side, akin to Train, if they're going to win this in 2. Pistol or not, Spirit are favored, are forcing, are confident. 3 kills from Yuri is a welcome entrance into the second half. Didn't really get to play CT side on ramp. Spirit barely came at him. Deagle for Donk. Well, it's not Katowice. Ikinda, luck on his side, but for how long? Checks Chopper. What a clear. FURIA have secret control. They want to bring the bomb. Well, they fight outside. Locker smoke, main smoke, dropping in again. Clear game plan of taking this control towards Hell. Donk, some missed shots. Skew if. Needs something here, or this round will peter out. Kazahstan under the smoke, and FURIA, a breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief.
Yeah, getting to play to their strengths, pack rolling here. Good grouping on the 2 long-standing FURIA members.
And I got to say, you know, that first map, it was crazy. It was out of nowhere. It was awesome for FURIA to watch them come through and have so many new ideas, so many ways to catch Spirit off guard, to humble Donk. But if they were actually going to win this series on a T-sided nuke, down 8-4 at the half, that would be a real statement. We don't have the same caveat of Donk coming in really cold. He's playing well right now. Okay, Deagle shots missed, but he had a good T-side. This would be an unbelievable win for FURIA. Just saying that before it happens, whether or not it does. It would really galvanize this change. Or changes that FURIA have mustered. AK gets out of here. Don't know, Fallen's checking this one. Never seen a save here. Oh, I like that for Zontics. Cheeky. Keeps the pressure on FURIA's economy early in this half, but Spirit are still on eco. And Zontics gives Donk that AK immediately.
Might not feel like much for Spirit, but this was exactly how they broke back in that first half, right? After being kind of technically reset, they get out of the round with 1 gun. They entrust it to Donk. He goes on a tear, brings them back in. And that was what saw Spirit, you know, really change their fortunes in that first half. CT side, it's going to be harder to replicate.
Oh, down the vent and not quite about it. Kazahstan now cutting off a key rotation point here for Team Spirit, and Chopper calls his bluff. You won't hold this. You made so much noise. You're not going to hold this at all. He's snuck down. He's behind the bomb. He's seen it on the map. He can call his team in from ramp. They're all here.
AK in the right place.
Bomb loose.
Donk puts it to work. Ball rolling now. And there's the help. Once more, a hero gun in the hands of Donk, combined with the quick thinking of Chopper in this one. Look to stem the bleeding at 14 Spirit. Yuri in a rough spot, so many angles open here, and Chopper will find him.
That's such a sick read for Chopper. That only works against good opponents, right? That wouldn't work against noobs, right? It's Kazahstan realizing I made so much noise that they'll never drop down the vent. It wouldn't make sense. I'm obviously holding it. That's why he doesn't hold it. That's why Chopper reads it. What a mind game for Chopper. Gets so much info, puts Donk in the right position, and Donk performs to find that force buy win for Spirit. And just as you say it, how they stormed away on this T side may be the same in the second half.
And I mean, it's all helped out so much by this, and you'll never hear this phrase, this progression to the mean, right? Donk actually leveling up here, giving us a very rough around the edges, quiet first map, getting bullied by FURIA. One of his worst games ever at big events. Well, now giving us the Donk you know and love. A difference maker when it really matters for Team Spirit. Yeah. And similarly to that first half when he broke through with his hero gun, look at what it's done to the FURIA bank accounts. This is going to cost them some much needed momentum in this second half.
Yeah, they don't go for the force and just take the L. Oh my god, Donk gets glocked. Chopper makes the money. And it rains FURIA.
Oh, hang on, Yuri's retrieved that gun. You think Chopper's done enough here with that 3K?
Surely.
And really, he should have done.
Kazahstan's going lobby with the Glock and the bomb.
But Yuri's being lent time to work. 16 kills deep in this game right now is Yuri. And looking for a way back in. Is he ready for Zontix? This is a very deep angle from the ramp side. He's holding for this exact move.
Yeah.
And Yuri's had his number a couple of times, but I think this is one finally where, yeah, as he tries to react off of Kazahstan, Zontix, a safe pair of hands in that position.
Doesn't overstep. Very important for Zontix. After Donk gets glocked, Spirit still shut it out with ease. And I like the FURIA took that eco instead of just buying down and trying to battle with these faster rounds. It means they have faith in what they've got on this T side. I don't know how you top Spirit's T side, those brutal A executes. Oh no, Fallen forgot to buy armor. Fallen forgot to buy armor. He's got a lot to do right now. And so a bit of a mistake. Okay, he realized, swapped off for the Galil. Full wall outside. Fallen's got the bomb as well.
I think that probably speaks to how much Fallen's got going on to try and micromanage, to try and take onus of it in this round. It's an uncharacteristic error from a veteran of the game. But right now, you're trying to plug holes, so many of them, in fact. They're getting some of the basics. MongolZ has opened this round up, though. Donk going to find himself in the right place, and isn't even a requirement. Zontix owns the ramp.
And they can speed up, but look at Zontix's realization. If they're hitting ramp like that, they're going behind these secret smokes. They're going into B. Zontix entrenches himself in the site with Donk covering from above. FURIA, this is a near impossible site to break into. They get a trade on Donk. It's a great shot, but Zontix is on for 4 kills in this round. And Yakinda's on the clock, drops in, gets that kill, but a 1v2 still to embark upon.
Right now, they're kind of baiting him, right? They're taking a lot of attention over towards his single door, and that's lent time to Shiro, who drives the knife in. Shiro flexing in this semi-final, showing us a more confident, more influential Shiro. A change that Spirit won't just need here in Astana, but even looking further forward to that major. This is a Shiro you want to see.
We have got your number, say Team Spirit. And FURIA fall flat on their face in this T side. That force. And nothing since. Can FURIA break in? That's an entry. Hell of a shot. Gun gifted.
These hero gun rounds have been anything but a safe bet
for either team.
Crazy influential in this game so far. Yuri looking to have his time being the one with a swing round.
He's had a fantastic map, but he can't do it alone. And he's not surrounded by much. Glock on Fallen, spam, won't connect. Spirit have to muster up a retake. They have all the weaponry, all the utility they could possibly need.
It's a test of the crossfires, test of the synergy of a new look international FURIA squad. Donk won't be able to open, can't get a beat on Kazahstan. Yuri takes it one step further. Spirit, they thought they had this one in the bag. Yuri and Kazahstan, that Brazilian tag team, have made them have second guesses. And Spirit have to give this one up. They have to concede. It's only Chopper left standing. Huge round from Yuri.
Yeah, throws a strat book out the window, rushes the ramp smoke, and finds 3 kills in the process.
That's given FURIA such a lifeline. A chance at a second wind here on their T side. Still a ways from really, pushing Spirit to the limit, but that could happen in these rounds coming up. You're going to get the MongolZ orb. You're going to have that now before Nuke comes to a close. Bit of extra cash, bit of extra staying power. Spirit come back through with the buy, but they put almost all their money into this round. And so this kind of is the turning point of Nuke. If Spirit pick this up, they are on track to a third map. They're looking for that recovery. If FURIA win it, then the comeback is on and the gap is closing. This next round is for everything.
FURIA's biggest test yet. Felt like this match was already it. They took down a bunch of Brazilian teams, an 0-3 GamerLegion. This is a different beast. Team Spirit, undeniable title contenders, a map down, fighting for their lives and fighting well. FURIA breathe easy.
Spirit are really ready for a yard fight. Yeah. They've got Shiro down in secret, Zontic's back of Garage, who Shaw is known about, but still has supported Donk out here in the yard.
Donk has multiple HEs to break these smokes as well. He won't get to use them. Yuri is his counter. They go clearing. They like what they find. 5v3 for FURIA. The floor is theirs. Dancing their way to hell.
In such an important round, you walk into what is essentially kind of a 3-man play for Spirit out in the yard. You get out unscathed. That is huge for FURIA.
In a round, the Spirit makes such a gamble. They leave ramp open entirely.
Job's not done yet. As they focus in over towards the top site, Chopper holds on to the lobby. Magic still, as a result of that, has this freedom to look into the heavens.
But even FURIA are aware they haven't got lobby control. Shiro's getting pressured down B, but they're never ending here. Yakinda can come up the vent if he wants. Avoid that AWP at all costs. Flashback sight. Magic sees him coming. Players on different levels, and he's peaked at the same time. Chopper cut down, and Shiro has got to save as FURIA look for a flawless round. Oh my. They make it look easy.
And for a team that have kind of been carried through on bravado, on this crazy confidence, that's a Fallen slowdown if ever you've seen one, right? He knows the importance of that round. The last thing you want is a back-breaking 5v3 scenario to get out of whack, so he kind of waits till they have better information to go off of. He lends a bit of time to their extremity player down at B. They spot the AWP, they focus in, they wait till they can play off of each other between heaven and main. It's a very composed round. And a turning point for FURIA as this game continues to close up. Now they're the ones in control of the money. They're the ones forcing Spirit onto these awkward partial investments. Kazahstan spams and wins. Yuri watching for the ramp aggro, will get overran. MongolZ doesn't want to fall here, but this guy is stubborn about the lines he holds. He refuses to give it up, and he's actually cleared ramp a little deeper. Fallen. Oh no! A misstep from the captain. Kazahstan still trying to find that bomb. Fallen had it on his back as he went out through the door.
I mean, your smoke's your best bet, but he doesn't want to put it down to risk. Yekinda misses that timing. It's only a pistol. Donk can't punish. They give up the bomb. FURIA don't know that. Yekinda's coming in to backstab. Still weaker weaponry, and with Spirit putting distance between themselves and FURIA, that only benefits this FURIA T side. Can they find that bomb? Can they pick this back up? Shiro's moving in on a flank. Magic's behind a Molotov, and this backstab might be everything. FURIA turn on a dime. 3-on-2. They recover the round. They recover the bomb.
Still in with the chance, right? Spirit have excelled, exceeded expectations in this round, but MongolZ cuts them out of it. And I think in a lot of scenarios, you would be worried. You'd be thinking, how did that get so close? But for FURIA, I'm worried that one makes them think they can win anything. Turning around a chaotic moment like that, bomb control lost, 3v5 to keep this comeback on rails for the FURIA T side. Here's their second big test, one that if they overcome, they tie this game up. They break Spirit's money one more time. And suddenly FURIA are right there in a photo finish between them and Team Spirit. This one's too close to call.
Already burned so much util. Fear of this fast round for FURIA. There's no kit for a retake. Smokes will go a long way. We'll make sure everything's in order. This is a fake right now. They are going towards the ramp. Can they draw a lot of attention is the goal of this execute. Yekinda strutting outside behind the smokes. Zontic's last time challenged, he got his double. Yekinda's shut down by Donk through the smoke, and Zontic's blocks the play. He can call for support. Shiro is here at the right time. FURIA's plan gets stalled out.
Nades are punishing, nades are brutal. And into the double stack they will go. Shiro, good for the first. Zontic hangs around to fight this, so Yuri's escape is not guaranteed. And Spirit know that FURIA haven't played out into ramp. He'll catch Yuri on the fallback. Fallen dead. MongolZ 1v4. It's not gonna happen. Spirit with a backbreaker of a round.
Donk finally stops this outside for FURIA. Break on the smoke, killing Yekinda where he stands. And everything slots into place. Great ramp holds for Zontic in these last couple of attempts for FURIA. It's been putting up the barriers for FURIA. That buy is a gutter ball. And a gut punch. 3 chances for Spirit to shut this out, take us to a third in the series. Take us to Mirage, Donk's playground. Team Spirit so close to victory, they can almost taste it.
Five kills to take us to Mirage. 5 kills for that shot of redemption. Spirit have tightened up here on Nuke. There's no denying it. And so FURIA try and deal them a fast topside hit. That's what Spirit were doing all first half long. And they know how to repel it. They've got a Donk. Swinging wide through the main smoke. He locks FURIA out of this. And they can feel it coming unraveled. All of FURIA looking on as Yuri is tasked with the impossible. Questions around Spirit coming into this series, coming into this event, the favorite to make those finals. Some uncharacteristically close games across their run through the groups, taken further than you would like in playoffs. but looking to recover and make this a 3-map semi after all. One kill is all that separates them from that goal. And again, it's Shiro to deliver it. Spirit are here to play. This semi-final just got real interesting, and it all ends on a classic map, one that's for Brazilian Counter-Strike has been up there. Where threat in this series, Donk coming back to life on Nuke. And now for FURIA, it is hard. If you look at the numbers, you look at the data here, there isn't a lot of a case that can be made for this FURIA squad. It's going to come down to on-the-fly problem solving for Fallen. It's going to come down to MongolZ not crumbling, being elevated in the pressure of this semi-final. You got to see just how far they can take it. They weren't the favorites. They weren't supposed to put up this much of a fight. Let's see what FURIA can do on a Mirage that has felt anything but homely.
Yeah, they've had troubles on this T side. Just a couple of games played, and FURIA have not stuck the landing. Spirit, this is their playground. Boost into the apartments in this pistol. I'm expecting a confident lead here from Spirit in this CT side. Magic spots the rush. Donk is in position. We've got a B stack. Spirit have read it well.
Donk in the kill feed. The stack now known about. And Donk still going. 2 kills deep in the pistol. He'll round it out with the hat trick, leaving an impression early on to open up Mirage.
Yeah, I just saw the most emotion from Donk after that round that I have all series. He was a shell in the first. He got resuscitated CPR for the second. And he is not about to lose this series without having his say. Team Spirit event favorites, Na'Vi already removed. This one is on a plate for Spirit, and Donk is going to make it so. Not only does Fallen have to call an absolute masterclass on this T side, but he needs every single player to pull their weight in this third map.
Oh, they all come back and chase Shiro there, caught out on an island. And FURIA say thank you. We weren't expecting much out of this round.
And they're probably still not going to get it. I know it's a USP for Chopper, but it's armorless Glocks for the most part. And wherever Donk is, I have a little bit of faith clearing the middle.
This is a very, very good Donk map. This is very much one of the ones where he kind of made the name for himself. Coming into Katowice last year in his debut, whenever you caught this guy, you know, getting aggressive through mid, disrespecting top-tier opposition. But hell, even past that point, thinking back to, you know, the Shanghai Major at the ludicrous Donk 1v5, so many of these brilliant Donk moments have occurred on this map. And so having him, you know, warmed back up and into the swing of things now, hitting hard and recovering from a very slow start at the top of this semi is a big problem for FURIA. They feed the beast. Donk, my word. Gonna try and round it out. He wants all of them. Gets out with 1 HP. But on this map, this guy feels like a main character.
Yeah, Juggernaut energy. Gonna be hard to put down here for FURIA. The most frustrating part when he broke out was everyone knew what he was doing, knew the plays he was making, knew the positions he was taking, but you just couldn't really stop him. You couldn't really beat him in a fight. Running up mid CT Mirage, almost unassisted and finding multi-kills. That's the Donk we saw, that's the Donk we expect. So Spirit 2-0 start, FURIA find a buy. Important to set a precedent here immediately into the T side that they can tango with Team Spirit rather than get rolled in this final map of play. Kazahstan just walks out under. They were not ready for that pace. Snuck the whole way. Shot Zontix in the side of the head. Donk and Shiro emerge into the map. Whoa, wall bang now.
He's been spammed to death. I mean, that's one way to deal with Donk. Never face him head on. Bomb is on its own on the back of MongolZ.
Both A players were picked for FURIA, so attacking here for MongolZ is nice. It's risky with the bomb alone, but it's also a position that Spirit aren't really expecting. They think it's all mid.
I mean, you've dealt with Spirit's opener, but their closer in Shiro on that AWP still alive and will be in the right place. Makes it over to jungle and scopes in on this AWP now. Going to collect a free kill on Fallen, tipping the scales in Spirit's favor.
One is fine for Chopper. If you can just squeeze out a single kill here with Fallen on the stairs, you can expect an A play. MongolZ hits a perfect timing, but Chopper is also unknown about. Shiro checking out the site, considering all options. Can MongolZ find anything? Surely he's not going to go hunting on ramp. What a read for MongolZ. Is this a free kill? It certainly might be. 2-on-2 now. Shiro can stop all this funny business.
Shiro is here to close these rounds. And an open plant that will seal their fate. Kazahstan, hold on a second. A rare miss out of Shiro. Very low on time, but he will be on his way to a plant here. This is a great round from Kazahstan. Can he round it out with the clutch? No! Magix up and over, lays it to rest.
Yeah, Magix is pretty ice cold on the clutch, right? We've seen him lose actually two pretty important ones in this series, one on each map. But right here, coming through to keep the board clean for Team Spirit. It's a crazy repeat for Shiro, considering he knows Kazahstan spotted him as well. But I think at least there's one thing you could say about this series right now. Shiro's not playing too passive, right? He's not missing rounds entirely, skipping them and playing the save. He is feeling pretty involved, even on this CT side.
Fall through the apartments. Kazahstan leads the charge. The rest of the team actually embark on a trip through lower.
Oh, this is an old school art
in. Kazahstan plays this hand. While the rest of FURIA look further afield, but you wanted him to get away with something there. You wanted him to keep pressure on. Spirit have no reason to bring anyone else over to that side of the map, but through the window, Yuri, that's a big pickup. Is he ready for a second player? There's a hell of a crossfire here. Out the mouth, the connector, Yakinda hard pressed to find a way in. And it's an altogether shutdown of this split. Donk even hunting. And Magix rewarded for never moving a muscle.
I really like the idea there for FURIA, right? They force Spirit to rotate a third B with that pressure early from Kazahstan. If he gets a kill, it really sells it. It allows him to find the timing, the boost window. You saw Shiro was aware of it. He was clearing the left side as they come through on the boost. But Spirit didn't over-rotate like FURIA hoped for. I think they relies on a Kazahstan kill or a panic for Spirit. Right now they're looking very calm, very composed, very clean. 4-0 lead. FURIA, some cheeky ideas, but right now just getting bested in these fights.
I mean, you know, this is where you look and it's like MongolZ has been great in these playoffs, but...
Oh my God, full blind.
This in a third map, your fate hanging in the balance in a game that feels so hotly contested. Spirit having warmed up into the fray. Right now, it's only Kazahstan hitting. He's got MongolZ left up in this clutch round with him. A lot of damage done, and Magix could get caught on the spawn flag. Gunpole just in time. This fight means everything, and Kazahstan can't get his bearings. Eventually gets past Magix.
All right, let him cook.
But
this
the clutch is just beginning.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is who you want for FURIA in these kind of positions. A 1v2 where experience reigns true and low players to finish off.
Zontix with a info play pushes all the way through the apartments. He's not seen nor heard anything, and Shiro sticks to the extremities. The last thing you want to do on this low health is give Kazahstan a 1v1. And as he makes his way in, every angle could be the end of this round, the continuation of this steamroll from Team Spirit.
Wow,
But Kazahstan's unwavering and continues trusting his gut on this push all the way through jungle. In with a backstab now, Shiro scoped up at the spawn. No idea the move that Kazahstan has just made. He will have a plant here and a fighting chance in this clutch.
Offered him a path, he will take it. A plant as well, even better, sweetens the deal. But Kazahstan isn't going to stop at that. 2 kills into the round, 2 to find. Spirit group together, side by side. Kazahstan, a potent position. He can't peek too soon, and Zontix finds him on that repeak. A little more delay would have gone a long way, but Spirits stay flawless. 3 kills from Zontix, 5-0 up on the CT side. It takes a fully blind Yakinda even to flush donk out of middle. But it's not conducive to the round here for FURIA. They call a timeout.
It's promising that Kazahstan is looking good. The problem is everyone on Spirit is activated. Everyone on Spirit is switched online. And outside of a few glimmers of hope in clutch scenarios from Kazahstan, we still have yet to see the rest of FURIA get going.
Yeah, this crowd's still chanting MongolZ's name, trying to get him activated in this third map. That nuke must have felt hard for the young guy, because he was just simply out-positioned. Once Spirit realized, hey, they're making him get the AWP no matter what, they just started busting that top site, and FURIA just never had the AWP in position. So he's got to re-emerge in this third and final map, or this fairy tale run, this dream run in his home city is over. It's starting to feel that way. And FURIA changed their tune.
Play a little faster, but that leaves them in the firing line of the Shiro AWP. FURIA just can't find these openers, these kills to kind of get the ball rolling, and even when they have, the responses have been swift for Spirit. Kazahstan even risking it to a spam there, a sign of desperate times, calling for desperate measures.
Smoke behind him, Chopper just pushes Palace, but it's going to offer up a free kill here to FURIA. Guns traded out and back to this B bomb site, knowing Spirit going to pad it up. The donk will almost always be on A over B. So FURIA take their chances with the apartments. Magic swapped off, takes the AWP from Shiro's hands. And they want to reclear mid for info. This leaves a temporary window where FURIA can contact into this B site. The smoke is buying a few seconds. Can Magic get back in a powerful position?
See the util coming in, get the early warning sign. Fallen, dead fast. And this B hold is unwavering.
Locked out.
Don't even make a dent to FURIA, as they can feel how times have changed in this series. Spirit swelling up, looking to swallow them whole. Yuri forced into a save. And still flawless on this CT side, as there's not a weak link in sight for Team Spirit.
They are just playing a solid defense here. No crazy plays, no audacious moves, setting up their stars. Good swap off the AWP, just trying to min-max this half, trying to make a statement that we may have lost this first map, our first map in the tournament here in this series, but we damn well won't lose our second.
With FURIA's move to international, that gives them more home crowds to play in front of, but the furthest you've seen this team go in those home crowd matches is the semis. It's an old Brazilian curse rearing its head for FURIA at a horrible time here in Astana. Chopper feeling some pressure, does have support on the way, but there's no stopping Yakinda from running over him. Pace change for FURIA, nets them a couple of openings, but they've got to try deliver on this round. Low econ as they come into it, but it's given them hope. It's given them something on this T side. Donk still in the picture, and you can never count this guy out. His footsteps in towards the spawn. Knows he's going to be unaccounted for on a deep angle.
What's the goal here? You've burnt half the clock already, and FURIA is still considering this position. He was hoping maybe they wouldn't. He's going to move in for kills, but there's no winning this round now. Zontic's out in con. FURIA. Damage is the goal here for Donk. Min-max, as I said, as FURIA will get on the board with their first round.
Well, it's a liberating feeling if you're FURIA to finally break through, right? 6-1 now, you at least get that round. You do it on the Tech 9s, it's a little bit faster. You play like you have nothing to lose. For that one round, the pressure was off. Yeah, and FURIA do find success with it.
I like the chaos, right? FURIA have been trying to play a pretty regimented T side. Not really doing too much mid control. They know what Donk's going to be doing there. They're going for sight hits. Slow mid rounds. They just throw caution to the wind, push through some smokes. Hard clear. Chopper backside, Shiro on the stairs, and it does net FURIA around, but is it reproducible? Or is it just a breeze here on this T side? The Spirit looked to re-solidify after saving 2 guns.
Molotov with the spawn. He would clash with Donk here. Donk isn't one of those guys who's fearful about going for a stairs fight, but early on he plays to contain middle. That orb won't be given a fight here for a long while.
It's a lot of noise in mid right now, and Spirit aren't buying it. They say, screw it, we'll go stack the bomb site, we'll go play inside A. They know FURIA's end goal. There's dust set on the desk. We're expecting these con splits for FURIA. That's exactly what we're getting in this round. What they've been showing in those couple of maps played already on Mirage, and Spirit are well prepared.
Magic's going to get dealt with, though. They were ready for him up on top of Balk. Here comes the heavy hitter. Dead after 1. Kazahstan deals with the Donk problem. And that opens up a bit of a runway now for FURIA. The freedom you feel when the guy who's 13 and 4 is dropped out of the server. The rest of Spirit, can they stumble back into this one? Fallen, bested, down in the connector. Kazahstan still lost to the hands of time, and that's as Chopper makes his move. Fangs of FURIA, Kazahstan and Yuri. The 2 in this FURIA squad for some time coming have got to hit hard here. Just Zontic's left to beat. 2 kills for each of them, and Yuri absolutely nails it. Far from comfortable, but a round nonetheless.
Yeah, nice read for Yuri on that fake pun. He repeats. He knows even if he dies, he's going to get traded by the close con player. And in the clutch, you hear the plant. You go for the play. You try and take your 1v1 while you've got it. FURIA find back-to-back rounds. Any round the Donk gets 1 kill and gets traded is a round well done for FURIA, as far as they're concerned. Oh,
that is a hell of an opening from Yakinda.
Missed window and he's ready. You wonder if it's on purpose. It is FURIA. They did have a habit of missing smokes, but Yakinda very aware of that fight. And Shiro, missed shot in the last, missed shot here as well. Both could cost them rounds. With rounds come economy. This is Spirit's final buy. If FURIA can win this 5-on-4, they are in this T side. Palace contact play. Who's ready for this?
Magic's certainly not looking like he is. Timing's weird. Timing's out there. Oh, Yuri, no. That was supposed to be both of them on a platter, but in comes Fallen and lend a helping hand.
Nice.
They will get past Magic's. Missed shot. Zontix is in no position to go for this, low on health. Donk very far away, holding on to an AWP for rounds to come.
Could have gone a lot worse there with that whiff from Yuri, but Fallen happy to be the sacrificial lamb, jump in, allow those trades. FURIA now go for the hunt. They know the value of these guns.
I mean, no doubt FURIA feel like they're finding a bit of a rhythm in this game. First round they win, coming down to a tight clutch scenario. Second round, Yuri and Kazahstan having a battle back. But this one, far cleaner. Donk does at least go and retrieve that AK.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty big deal. Donk the one to get it.
Yeah, it's a big deal for anyone, but it's an even bigger deal for Donk. Time to kill just dropped.
And with the tendency of these hero rounds to find a lot of success, even though the money bottoms out for Spirit, they have an AWP here for Shiro, and they have Donk armed with an AK.
And what's been arguably the most important thing, especially in that last map, along this series though, it's been these one rifle rounds. It's been Donk winning rounds, it's been Kazahstan winning rounds, when his team have pistols, coming out of nowhere, farming weapons for your team. And it's more than that here. Spirit say they want to take the risk. They buy around these rifles. 3 MP9s fully kitted. So Spirit calling their second tag. Halley jumps on it early, knowing that winning this round could propel Spirit forward on this CT side. I like this risky buy.
Yeah, it is high risk, high reward for, well, there's not really a lot of reward in it for Spirit. They have faith, though, that they can win this round. It's not like they're going to break FURIA's money or anything on the back of this. But they put money in, and I think that comes from the success of these rounds in the past.
They just don't want FURIA to feel like they got into this T side and level out 6-6 by taking an eco. They want to keep the pressure on the entire time.
They win it, they're going to feel invincible. But if they lose, ironically, they will give FURIA that chance back in.
Well, that's the chance you have to take. That's playing from the front. That's the mindset of a favorite, of a champion. And Spirit certainly are and should be here in Astana. So who am I to doubt them? How will the setup look? MongolZ is coming shaky to this final map. He's been playing safe. But he's missed his couple of opportunities. Right now faking mid-solo with that AWP while FURIA just go again into this A site. They've manually cleared this position before, but Magix is baiting for it. That makes Chopper all the more valuable. This could go very wrong for FURIA.
Yeah, this crossfire is so gnarly to break through. That's guns picked up. AK's gained, man advantage taken, and that's before you even take into account that you're going into the full stack at this A site. MongolZ left to look on as once more a rough round falls against FURIA.
And it doesn't get better than that. Spirit have the read. Gotta give it to them. I don't know if that comes from Halley or if it comes from Chopper, but off the back of the tag timeout, they read. That setup's entirely for Palace, right? The top bulk and default. It's the dirtiest 1-2 punch. As soon as FURIA contact out, looking at Magix, Chopper swings and activates his trap card. It's literally the perfect read from Spirit. And boy, does it pay off. 1/2. And Spirit try and make it better. Hey!
They're doing all they can to try and bring MongolZ back online.
Vitality send their regards. Donking connector and an under-defended A site. Spirit getting aggressive in middle. Kazahstan? Oh my god!
That's a crazy catch. Don't get in the kill feed, but there's so much more to this Spirit squad in this third map. Only Yakinda. Zontix,
hello?
What's going on? Burns down so low. And that's giving Yakinda not just a low HP player, but info to go on top of it. First kill comes in. Magic's even spotted and heard getting into that corner. Right now, Yakinda is piecing to get there. Everything he needs to give this round a go, but it's a swing from Shiro that seals his fate.
That's an aggressive Spirit. That's a confident Spirit. Felt like they were ready to throw that round away, and I think the playing passive would be a mistake. They trap Yakinda in the open. Magic's making steps, and Shiro swings in. Good 1-2 punch. Spirit are playing off each other really well in this third map.
I think Shock and Awe hit Spirit hard in map 1, right? Giving some respect to FURIA. A slow start, but staggering back to their feet with a convincing second map look. And now here in the third, just stretching their legs, a real comfort map for Spirit. FURIA don't have the tape here. MongolZ caught up in the occasion, the pressure. Finally, you know, having to try and deliver on the back foot when these stage games don't go your way.
Yeah, it's
when
fun.
the crowd are chanting your name, but you're not bringing anything to the table. And you feel like you're letting them down. It's very, very hard to switch back on. Been so impressed with how he's done on the big stage, the biggest stage he's ever been on.
Oh, Tom.
But it feels like you found the limit.
They try to activate him again, a quick mid-take. Donk denies it. Shiro in the sight. Sniper bearing down upon A, pushed out of position, and Yakinda punishes with 2 more kills, but then Donk answers the call. 17-5. He has simply had enough. He is going to that grand final, whether you like it or not. Donk over the top, rushing through the smoke. FURIA changing the plan. They're trying to reset. They're trying to get out of here. Run away from Donk.
Where do they go? They're going into CT. Look at this. Oh, no!
Hello!
After a slow start.
Oh!
Donk! Deal with the devil. Unparalleled. And Spirit's ruler, the Prince of Darkness in his final form. Nearly 20 kills deep on a dominant first half from Team Spirit. They are running away with this.
Donk's playground, and he is just swinging on the monkey bars. Up and down on the seesaw, crushing FURIA's face. 19-5 on the CT side. And MongolZ has his head in his hands.
There's not a lot that can prepare you for this type of situation. Most pressure you've ever felt. And lacking the reps to deal with it. Felt the highest of highs on these stage games has MongolZ. But you see him there, you feel his pain in the player cam.
Same setup for FURIA, the Spirit Round as well. They go for the quick boost, they get the info, but they've still got to stop the roll, slow it down. Donk coming out apartments is put down by Yuri. 2 kills, and then the trades are in. Spirit own the site.
This is brutal, 4v2. Kazahstan brings a glimmer of hope. MongolZ doesn't play early, and that lets ODDIK get this bomb down. Goes for the short fight, will get run through. Kazahstan doing all he can to keep FURIA in this game, delivers them a pistol round. He's the one guy, him and Yuri, the old FURIA duo,
Yeah.
kind of giving you some semblance, some string of hope. It's not a lot to go on, but they are both delivering. They are both looking good. It's the floor that's the problem for FURIA right now. The floor is lava.
Getting swallowed whole. Yuri had a great nuke. Individual output was immense. And Kazahstan is doing his best to keep FURIA in this here. Could a pistol round set them up? We got to buy immediately. 3 rifles. You barely know who won that first round. MongolZ given an AWP. Again, FURIA continue to try to activate this young player. He finds a 5v4. They fight mid with force, and they take a 4-on-2. Unbelievable that they again drop him that second round AWP.
I mean, as we said, right, like the rest of FURIA, they are the experienced pieces. This Brazilian trio, they know the pain of losing in front of the home crowd, and they're doing all they can to get MongolZ online. They keep dropping in these AWPs. They want him firing on all cylinders. And that can feel comforting. Your team have not lost faith in you. FURIA stick the landing on the conversions. They break through the team spirit force by no problem. And so one more round should be bestowed upon them.
This would be a comeback of a lifetime. Too early to see a way in for FURIA. Fallen 1 kill right now. MongolZ hits his 3rd in that previous round. Team Spirit have room to breathe. An eco to catch their breath. Donksteagle searches the apartments. Chopper does the same on A, but blocked on both fronts. FURIA want nothing to do with this. Fallen good position to clean up this eco round. Chopper's crept out. MongolZ's got to be cautious moving into this position. Yuri has not been peeking this. He's playing an off angle. Chopper walks in. Oh my god, good cover. Spirit back to the ramp.
Gun round coming up next for Spirit, and I think they know they still have FURIA shaky and nervous. Curious how Chopper is going to look to try and use that. And I mean, this round is far from over with the ODDIK finding an opening. Missed shot for MongolZ. Suddenly he's being asked of in a round that they thought they'd won. Here's his team moving in, lending that helping hand, and MongolZ will stop Donk's roll.
He's in flow state. I don't know how he gets into it, Donk, but it's hard to get him out of it, that's for sure. Sickening DIG to finish that eco round, but it is 3 in a row for FURIA off the back of that pistol. This is where the true test begins. Shiro here to meet MongolZ, maybe in the middle.
Yeah, look, you put yourself in a position where the comeback is possible. But this is the round that is the spirit test for how excited we get. How possible it really is. MongolZ back to trying to make plays. And once more looks to do battle with Spirit's demon.
Look who he's against. Donk doesn't go too far. Does Yakinda know the Chopper's behind the box? He could kill MongolZ right now. I don't think this info is a clear flash up top mid, missed shot. MongolZ recovers.
That's huge. Sure, doesn't find Donk, but one hell of a recovery. Even tries going fishing for a little bit more. Donk still unable to trade out through lower.
Gotta respect the orb. He won't overdo it. Gets his nades in, gets out. MongolZ has no room to move right now. And they're climbing over Tetris as we speak. Magix can find an angle. MongolZ resets. Joins Kazahstan, takes up his position as Kazahstan reinforces A, but Spirit have a lot of space inside of the site.
Magic's out deeper than they're ready for. Zontic's even with the spot on a CT, and they might be lulled into a false sense of security. Magix has some serious ground gain. Donk ready to spring to life through the connector. What? Yuri gets deleted. Shiro in the board next, and Donk let him off the leash. He is not missing a beat. A point to prove. After a disastrous start to this semi-final, you can't doubt Donk's form by the 3rd. These peaks are terrifying.
Dude,
this is world-class players not given more than a millisecond to respond, even when you see it in slow-mo.
Yeah, the setup is excellent for Spirit. The way they trap the site, the way they squeeze the map for FURIA, but It's so easy to overlook everything they do on the map when Donk just comes up with a double entry like that. Jumping on the box. I thought he was gone when I saw his feet off the ground. And Donk deserves that final. He is dragging Spirit there. This round would really drive the knife into the back of FURIA, leaving them with no money against 11, forcing an awkward decision. Donk looking to do it again, looking to devastate, dodges the orb, just gets up past it. He is at the front of middle at 140 on the clock, and he is putting the pressure on.
I mean, he's so oppressive, but will get dealt with.
Hello. Where did that come from? Spirit had so much room. And somehow the MP9s, a single orb kill, and they get vanquished.
It's such a huge pickup for FURIA, and it comes from nowhere. A lot of time for Shiro. 1v5, not a round you would ever see him look to go for.
You can't play too passive. You have to hold some position because FURIA want to come for this gun.
The double push down ramp. Yuri holding on to Palace. They are wrapping him.
I mean, they're going to find him, you'd think.
And now that they close that gap, kind of the net tightening around Shiro.
The noose round his neck. He's read it. But the trade is not guaranteed at all, apparently. Fallen 2 and 14.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Don't
get ahead of yourself.
Shiro.
2 quick kills, 24 seconds left, but he still just commits to the save on this AWP. If only he knew the routes that were open and lied away ahead of him. They continue to close in. Shiro finally brought down. Ends up being an expensive round.
Yeah, too expensive. FURIA don't want to muster that. Was it worth it?
It's still a huge one for them to pick up nonetheless. And the hunt can be justified short. You've ruined your own money, but in your mind, you've done a number to Team Spirits.
Final tag for FURIA.
Not entirely off the mark, right? This is a cobbled together force from the Team Spirit squad. But more than enough guns to get it over the line. You've seen them do more with far less than this. And it's how you deal with the huge setbacks like this, the feeling of elation turning to panic, anxiety. That's what makes a champ. No one in the room sounds like they've stopped believing in MongolZ.
Yeah, I mean,
he's found a couple of kills down the stretch here to try and bring himself back into this game. He's got the best gun in this round. Doesn't have an orb to worry about on the other side.
Yeah, I'm surprised FURIA is still in this map, to be perfectly honest, with the way the Spirit came in with a 9-3 lead. It comes down to that high impact 5 alive round, at least initially, for FURIA. And now they can send Spirit into economical turmoil. It's a big if. Donk's got an AK, 24 and 9. From one of his worst maps of all time in this series to an absolute statement, Mirage. Coming out of under, Spirit take middle. FURIA look to threaten it, and Donk's transfer is denied. Again, you'll take that 1-for-1, but there's more where that came from. Shiro out the top of middle, Spirit trapping into this A-bomb site.
The only man here is MongolZ with his AWP. There would come a moment in this game where Kazahstan, where Yuri weren't enough to keep it alive, and MongolZ had to be the guy on this orb. Hits the first. Magic now out of the round. Yuri catching them on the cross. And MongolZ keeps the pressure on. Still harassing out from the spawn. Plant comes in, but FURIA hold the advantage. Even time to get back into these post plants. MongolZ caught on the creep out through the spawn. This is where Fallen with 2 kills needs to try and uplift this somehow. Shiro on a jiggle, 7 shots in the AK, falls.
Reset.
At the hand of Fallen. Are they ready for Zontix over at ramp? Deep. Oh! And the lineup has just put Spirit in pole position in a big way.
And Donk's got a smile on his face as well. He doesn't even need to do it. Relies on his team for once. They take it over the line. Big double for Shiro. Bigger double for Zontix. And Team Spirit find that crucial money-breaking round. The round that would have let FURIA back into this third map is the very round that might just take them out of it.
And that's it, it's back-to-back forces now for FURIA. They have to try and upset with lesser guns or else this one's over. But these hero gun rounds have been threatening regardless of who wields them. Kazahstan feeling pressure to make a play, gets involved early. It goes untraded, but look at the space that Spirit have in middle. They didn't have the firepower to fight for this. They instead look to the extremities, and that's given Chopper an awful lot of room. Kazahstan has missed these timings. Kazahstan should be a dead man. Oh, Chopper not ready for more. His teammates moving in to join him.
Whoa!
MongolZ left as the last man in B, and that Deagle's getting whittled down. Once more, he had to deliver, and once more he's been locked out. Yakinda moving on in, a round that comes close, but the Spirit shut them out of. And things don't get better for here on out. Spirit are gunning for that spot in the final. They were the favorites to make it there at the dawn of this event. And they've had to end the dream run of FURIA to do it. They're looking to do so convincingly.
And no team more deserving in Astana. Shiro is playing some excellent CS today. We're seeing aggression in the post plant, forcing the finish against FURIA as this new international team. A valiant effort, but getting cut limb from limb in this final map. It was never going to be easy, but Donk makes it impossible.
They want to close this one out here and now. No funny business, no chance at the comeback. Donk will get vanquished. And a final last-ditch effort for FURIA sees Yuri flung into the top of mid. A double hold should mean his death is as good as guaranteed. Spirit hear this, they've got all the info, and the patience is rewarded. Sometimes you don't know your demons till you face them, and Donk is that demon. He tears through FURIA on this Cinderella run, stopping them in the semis. For MongolZ, the greatest